Hello, hello, my friends. I have a little sneak peek of the Caramel Sundays April restock offerings to share with you guys today. Really fun video that I have planned for you guys. I mean, I guess it's fun for me because I'm sitting here talking about candles, which I love to do here on my channel. But yeah, I'm excited to share my thoughts with you guys on all of these candles. I have 8 of them here in front of me to share with you guys. Funny enough, one of these is actually a returning fragrance, and I had planned to put that in my order on actual restock day, but for whatever reason, it was still on the list when I submitted my pre-order, and it's fine. I'm not mad about it, right? I'm very glad to have another one of these in my collection. So yes, before we get into the depths of this video, the reason why I have my hands on these candles a little bit early is because I am a Caramel Sundays brand ambassador. This is not a sponsored video. These candles were not sent to me in PR. Basically, being an ambassador for them allows me the perk of being able to pre-order some of these fragrances, share my thoughts with you guys, and we are able to order them at a little bit of a discount. So wanted to put that out there. There are a total of 5 ambassadors. I think I'm the last one to upload my thoughts. I know Drew over at Drew Yock, Alexa from Sentimental Reviews, Amy from Beloved Fragrance Finds, and McKenna from The Joyful Candle are also other brand ambassadors. So if you want to hear a variety of other thoughts about a lot of these fragrances, feel free to check out their channels. So if you like this one, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. And yeah, let's go ahead and talk about all of these fragrances. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start out with the one that's a repurchase for me. And I will actually have my dedicated review of this candle up for you guys later on this week. This is the fragrance Circus Candy Cloud. We have fragrance notes of sweet spun cotton candy, toffee drizzle, warm buttery popcorn, crisp Macintosh apples. And this one, you guys, it's funny. I think I had mentioned that this was initially available in the March restock, and I initially didn't purchase this in my pre-order because there is a note in here that makes me nervous. Popcorn. I do not like popcorn fragrances. They are not my jam. They're not my cup of tea. However, last month, after all of the other ambassadors, they had all ordered this and they all encouraged me. They said, Katie, I think you're really going to like this one. And really what made me kind of step out in it is one of them, it might have been Amy or McKenna, or maybe all of them, they all kind of said that it's in the fragrance family of Bath & Body Works Summer Boardwalk, which I would agree with. I really like this fragrance. I think it's done a little bit better. On cold, I get the apple note. I get kind of that like warm toffee popcorn, but somehow this all works when it comes together. Now, I'm giving you guys a little bit of a spoiler alert for my review on this candle. One of the things that I have noticed with this fragrance is that this is one of those ones that it takes a little while to get going in terms of doing like strength and throw. So I personally burn all of my candles in hurricanes. That is because you guys know I tend to prefer burning 100% soy wax. So with that being said, even in a hurricane, I am going to tell you guys that this one takes about an hour for me to really start smelling it. However, once it does, it gets going and it definitely fills up my space. So I know that there have been some mixed reviews on this candle, which everybody's entitled to their honest reviews. I do believe that people on various different channels, when they are purchasing from Caramel Sundays or basically any candle brand, that I am somebody who gives everybody the benefit of the doubt, that I think that they are sharing an honest experience. I think a lot of things come down to the specific space that you're burning in, the airflow in your home, even sometimes like what is like the already, like it sounds kind of funny. I want to say like what is already the starting fragrance in your home, if you have a lot of like lingering cooking odors, or you have a lot of people living in the house, or you have a lot of pets in the house, like, I don't know. I always wonder if that interferes with things. But also the other thing too, is that I think it's always important when you are watching reviews, not just my reviews, but all reviewers, really, really gain an understanding of each reviewer's preferences. There are some reviewers who tell you they want a strong, smack you in the face type of fragrance. Other reviewers like myself say, I want it to be noticeable and detectable because yes, I buy home fragrance to enjoy it, but I don't want to be overcome with fragrance. I like it to be present, but not like smacking me in the face. I guess, that's like the best phrase that I can use for that. So yeah, and then make a judgment determining like based off of like, how would I put this? Like make your judgment based off of if you and that reviewer have the same preferences. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, getting back to this candle, I'm glad that I have another one. I now have 2 of these, and this will honestly be a fragrance for me that I burn more so in late July. This feels like a great like summer to fall transitional scent for me. I always felt that way about Bath & Body Works Summer Boardwalk too. So Circus Candy Cloud, this is going to be available in not only this 2-wick format, which this retails for $31.99. I do believe that they're bringing this back again in a 4-wick, which will retail for $64.99. That does include the cost of shipping. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get into another returning fragrance, but this is a candle that I actually had last year. So this is not returning recently. This is the first time it's going to be offered this year. This is the fragrance Banana Boat. So Banana Boat has fragrance notes of pineapple, lime, banana, coconut, and vanilla. Now I do know that they said that they reformulated this year to be a little bit stronger. And it's funny because this is definitely more in line with the actual Banana Boat sunscreen. So if you are familiar with that fragrance, that's what you're getting in this candle. I love this scent. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so my nose definitely picks up on more coconut, I feel like this year. I feel like last year, you know, I'm trying to think. I know I have a dedicated review on this candle. In fact, any of these returning fragrances, I do have a Caramel Sundays playlist that I will put at the end of this video. If you're wanting to check out, you know, my catalog of Caramel Sundays candles that I have done reviews on, feel free to do that. But also just be aware, if you check out my review for Banana Boat, it has been kind of reformulated. So be aware of that. Yeah, this is good. I smell more coconut. I get the banana, but it's not the same banana note that I pick up, say, in like Monkey Business. Not even the same banana note that's in Honey Badger. It's kind of more of that like candied banana that you would associate like with like summery tropical fragrances. Lime, the lime note is there, but it's subdued. It's not like, I wouldn't smell this and be like, oh my goodness, the first thing I smell is lime. It's got that like kind of like sunscreeny vibe, I guess, without it being too like neroli based sunscreen. And the pineapple. I smell the pineapple, but it's not like overly like smack ya. You know, I'm saying that word a lot. I'm sounding rather abusive. We're not abusive here. It's not overly pungent pineapple. That's what I would say. So yeah, if you're familiar with the Banana Boat sunscreen and you like that fragrance, truthfully, you guys, I might want to get this one in a 4-wick too. I do. There's something about this fragrance that I just really, really love. Really, really enjoy that fragrance. So we have Banana Boat. Now, the next one here, okay, I think a lot of people are really interested in this one. And this one's been funny because even among the ambassadors, we have talked about smelling different things with this. Even Sierra had asked me, she's like, what do you smell? Because she said she and John smell different things. So this is the fragrance Scoops Ahoy. Scoops Ahoy has fragrance notes of vanilla bean ice cream, crushed pineapple, chopped nuts, maraschino cherries, ripe bananas, and sugary pecans. Now, here's the thing, you guys. It's funny. The other day, so I initially got these candles in last Wednesday. They actually were supposed to be delivered on Friday, which would have been yesterday. I'm filming this on Saturday. Why didn't I get this video up a little bit earlier? You guys, I'm just going to be really real with you guys. I've had a really long week. It's been a little bit emotionally taxing for me. We're all okay. Like everything is perfectly fine, but life is just lifing. And sometimes life is full of happy and joyous things. And sometimes life brings about things that are a little bit harder and heavier. And I feel like it's just been like one of those weeks. So yeah, I just wasn't in a place where I really felt like I could sit down and film for you guys. So I'm doing better now, but anyways, just wanted to, getting back on the train here. These came in on Wednesday, and it's funny because I immediately lit some of them up, and then it was funny in our little like Caramel Sundays group chat. Sierra let us know that there were certain candles that had been sitting a little bit longer and were probably okay to start burning. And then she said other ones needed more cure time. And of course, one of the ones that needed more cure time, but I had already started to burn, was Scoops Ahoy. So anyways, what the like, I don't want to say the kerfuffle is about, or the different opinions going on with the ambassadors. Some ambassadors initially smelled a lot of cherry in this fragrance note, in this candle. I didn't pick up on that initially. Now that this has been sitting a couple of more days, I smell more cherry, which is funny. So initially, I got like a creamy, almost like a nutty vanilla type of fragrance. I definitely smelled some of the banana in here. Again, this is more of like the same banana note that you're going to pick up in Honey Badger or Monkey Business. This is not that like, to me, it's not overly artificial, like candied banana. Like even I would say the banana note that I pick up in Banana Boat, oh, look at me rhyming, is different than the banana note that I'm picking up in here. This is more of like a gourmand banana, like a good like bakery type of banana, where this is definitely like a, just like I would say like that more like slightly artificial candied. Both have a place for me. I love me some banana fragrances. But here's the thing. So the other day when I was burning this, again, you guys, I'm going to wait to burn this more. But it's funny, the other day when I was burning this, this actually felt, oddly enough, like it was a cousin to Honey Badger. I smelled the pineapple. I smelled almost like a nuttiness and a warmth and a creaminess. There was more creaminess in here. I didn't get anything like cold feeling like an ice cream, but I definitely smelled like a pineapple and a nuttiness and a creaminess to it. There was no like dense cake note. And it would make sense, right? Because it has fragrance notes here of vanilla bean ice creams. That would be creamy, crushed pineapple, chopped nuts, sugary pecans. I actually think that this fragrance would probably pair nicely with Monkey Business or Honey Badger, believe it or not. And I know that sounds funny. Now, again, what I'm going to do, you guys, is all of these candles, I'm going to give them a couple of more days of curing time. So I'm not going to be able to give you guys dedicated post-burn reviews on all of these candles. What I might try to do is, I don't know if I'll either update you guys next week in the, no, I don't think I'll be able to do it for Friday 5 because I tend to pre-film that a couple of days beforehand. What I will do, you guys, is make sure you check out my community tab. So by Saturday night, Sunday morning, what I will do, you guys, is kind of give you like a written synopsis if I've started burning any more of these candles, what I'm experiencing on those initial burns, what my nose is picking up, just to kind of give you guys an idea. But I don't think that I'm going to be able to do like another like full video sharing my thoughts on that. But yeah, I'm really interested to burn this one again. Again, it needs to sit a couple more days. Sierra said that these were one of the last ones. But it's funny. I didn't pick up cherry initially. It's funny. I think Sierra said she picks up a ton of cherry. I think Amy and McKenna say they smell a ton of cherry in this one. But then she said that John doesn't smell cherry, and some of their kids don't either. And I was like, yeah, initially I didn't smell cherry either. But now that it's been sitting around a little bit more, it is cherry. And it's a cherry that I like, you guys. I am going to tell you guys, I haven't tried their cherry mousse. I've heard that this is the same cherry note that is in cherry mousse in this one. It's a nice cherry. It's not an overly, it's not candied artificial cherry. It kind of, it is more of like that like maraschino. Maybe I don't want to say candy because like obviously a maraschino candy is sweet. What I mean is like, it's not artificial cherry. It doesn't mean like cough medicine. That's probably a better description. I told you guys, my brain's been a little fried this week, so I'm sorry if I'm all over the place in trying to describe these, but Scoops Ahoy has been a surprise for me because I wasn't sure what I would think about that one, but I actually pleasantly really liked it. Now, this is one that I was really intrigued by. This is the fragrance Bronzed Beach, and you can see that they've kind of gone with a little bit bolder, like italicized font here. The fragrance notes are roasted pecans, coconut flakes, vanilla butter, warm mahogany, and fireside. Now, of course, you guys know I'm not always a fan of mahogany scents. I am probably one of the few people who did not like, what was that, the mahogany marshmallow. All I could smell was mahogany, and I didn't like that, and I did a giveaway. Here's the thing, you guys. This is one that, it's funny, when I initially got it in, I wasn't sure what to think about it. I liked it, but it didn't really smell like what I was anticipating it would smell like. I thought that I would get more of like a, I don't even want to say if it's like a bonfire vibe, because like that's not it. I was relieved. I am going to say this. I don't smell a ton of mahogany in here. Not on cold, at least. it's there, but it's not like any of like Bath and Body Works mahogany, like super intense mahogany fragrances. I think it lends like a sweet woody element to this. But here's the thing, this one's been sitting a couple of more days. And again, I think this is one of the last candles that was poured prior to them shipping out our pre-orders. This one, now that I'm smelling it more, I get a little bit of nuttiness from the pecan there, the coconut flakes and the vanilla butter. I'm going to tell you guys, the more that I sniff this, the more I'm actually really, really liking it. This feels like a perfect summer evening type of candle to burn. It's slightly, dare I even say, like, it's sweet, but that like mahogany note in here, the mahogany that I'm smelling in here almost lends like a really pretty warm, dare I say, like perfuminess to this. But I think that it's the mahogany mixed with whatever they're saying is a fireside note in here. If you're nervous about fire types of fragrances because you don't like things to smell smoky, this is not a smoky, fiery type of scent that I'm smelling. It's more of like a sweetness, like a sweet, fiery type of note. It definitely smells like something. Yeah, it's the toasted coconut in there too. Ooh, that is good. Or not toasted coconut, coconut flakes. Yeah, because toasted coconut would be a little bit different fragrance. But yeah, the coconut flakes and lend some sweetness. The more that I smell this one, I'm actually really, really excited to burn this one. As of today, Sierra's told me, she's like, just wait a few more days. It's not ready yet. But I really, really, I really like that one. And I'm glad that I can burn that one prior to the restock next week, because I might need more of that. Yeah, I might need more of that. I do like it. Okay, Key West Coconut. Here we go. Love me a good coconut fragrance. We have fragrance notes of buttery coconut, sea salt, toasted sugar, heart of palm, golden hour, amber. Now, this, you guys, this is very pretty too. This is not as like masculine and perfumey as, say, Kringle's new salted coconut. But this is a very nice coconut fragrance that's not tropical fruity drink coconut. This is more, if you tend to like more like sophisticated coconut fragrances, you want something that, like, this smells more of like, forgive this word, like a fleshy coconut. It's not overly sweetened. Again, another one that the more I stick my nose into it, the more I'm like, yeah, I really like this. This is almost like a really nice blending coconut. I feel like this one is the coconut fragrance that's just going to go well with a ton of other summer fragrances. So like maybe you have like a super sweet tropical candle burning in one room. This one is going to kind of balance it out, because again, it's a beautiful fragrance, but it's not so intensely sweet. I would be curious to see how strong this one is. I mean, I can smell it plenty, here on cold. But this to me seems like it's probably going to be like a softer, it's like a softer coconut. Yeah, there's still some sweetness in there. That golden hour amber in there, and the heart of palm. Now, I don't know what heart of palm would smell like, but yeah, I like how they say it's a buttery coconut, because that's what I think of, like a sea salt. This again is for people, I think, who don't want a gourmand coconut, you don't want a tropical fruity drink coconut. If you tend to like fragrances like Kringle's Sea Breeze, again, that one has more of like an ozonic accord going on with it, whereas this just feels like sophisticated coconut. Again, you guys, it's funny. I haven't put my nose in these in a couple of days. So this morning when I came back and smelled them, I was like, oh, I really, I was like, oh, I'm smelling different things than I remembered smelling the other day when I opened them. That's beautiful. Again, might need to get more of that depending on how it burns. Okay, here is a fragrance that I actually purchased this in the fabric spray in the March restock, because I wanted to get an idea of what this fragrance smelled like, because I know that this is one that returns usually every summer for them. So I wanted to familiarize myself with the fragrance. Now, this is the fragrance Cowgirl. We have fragrance notes of vanilla orchid, brown sugar, Mediterranean fig, maple and sea salt. So yeah, this is very pretty. It's kind of like a body care type of fragrance. I have never owned this candle that it's compared to, but a lot of people who like Bath and Body Works brown sugar and fig, this is pretty much, a lot of people say that this smells very, very similar to brown sugar and fig. So if you like that fragrance, I know it's no longer. I think they brought it back for Candle Day, and I think Melanie had really disappointing performance with it, which I hear that a lot about a lot of Bath and Body Works candles these days. And I don't think it's available anymore. So if you like brown sugar and fig, this is going to be a very safe bet for you. It is available in this 2-wick, the 4-wick, and don't quote me, you guys, I'm not sure. I think this one might also be available in a 5-wick. Here is the thing that you guys do want to keep in mind with this fragrance. Much like how I was talking about, some fragrances are, if we're doing a comparison to the perfume industry, there are certain perfumes that enter a room before you even walk in, and then there are other perfumes that are more like skin scents. Cowgirl, if you're going to use that comparison, leans a little bit more like a skin scent. Cowgirl by nature is definitely more of like a bedroom scent. It's a softer profile. This is not going to be a very intense wham type of fragrance. By nature, it's not designed to be that. So hopefully, you know, when I'm burning it, I'll be able to smell it. I did purchase 2 of these, you guys, just because I was kind of forewarned that this is a fragrance that it's a softer type of fragrance profile, but it's a unique fragrance. And I don't think I have anything else in my collection. And for me, I like to always be burning usually at least 2 candles at a time. So I did purchase 2 of these. But yeah, I do really like this scent. I wonder if they could ever get this one in like the laundry soap. That would be a really pretty laundry soap. But yeah, Cowgirl, those are my thoughts on that. Now here, you guys, here I am just going to say, this has been probably the biggest surprise fragrance that I have loved, because when you look at the fragrance notes, there is a note in here that I was like, oh, it's very iffy fragrance note for me. This is the fragrance Sandbar. So Sandbar has fragrance notes of mango, strawberry, coconut milk, sweet musk, ripe melon, and peach. So what made me nervous? Mango and peach. Oftentimes when they are listed in the same fragrance profile, my nose can sometimes detect that to be cat pee. And so I was like, oh, I hope it doesn't do that for me. But I know a lot of my fellow ambassadors are all kind of saying the same thing about this one. This has kind of been the surprise for a lot of us. You guys, this is tropical fruity cocktail type of drink. However, you also get a little bit of that like sea air going on in it. I don't even know how they did that. I don't even know how they put these fragrances together most of the time. I'm like, oh my goodness, just when I think they can't get any better, there they go, and like the next month's one is even better. Oh, I love this. Okay, so my nose does definitely pick up on mango. I am going to tell you guys that. I pick up on the mango, but these other notes that are going on in here, the coconut milk lends, like, this isn't like a thick, creamy type of fragrance. This is definitely a very sweet, fruity, like tropical fruity fragrance. So if you love sweet, tropical fruity scents, this one is definitely going to be for you. That mango is prevalent, but again, it's done really, really well. My nose is not interpreting this one as cat urine. Praise the Lord. Oh, I love this. Sweet musk, yes, there's a little bit of like perfuminess to this. And I am going to tell you guys, you can see I burned it the other day. This was one of the ones that I was given the green light to go ahead and burn, because it was one of their first candles that they poured. In case you guys aren't familiar with, I mean, I'm sure most of you guys are, but with them being a small business, they have a pouring schedule. They hand pour these candles. And so at the time that we placed our pre-orders, pretty much only the 2 wicks were available. They weren't ready to ship out 4 wicks yet, or the 5 wicks either. So really we kind of, I don't want to say we only had a choice of 2 wicks, but kind of we did. But I'm okay with that, because that actually gives me an idea of if there's fragrances that I want to order larger sizes of or whatnot. And like I said, their curing time, can vary. But this is one of the ones I think that was poured first. And so Sierra said it was okay to go ahead and start burning this one. And I have to tell you guys, I lit this one the other day in the Hurricane here in this open concept. it was strong. In this 2-wick, you guys, it was a strong performer for me. So, yeah, I definitely want more of this one. Definitely want more. That's a really good fragrance. I really, really like that one. I was burning that the other day with, I think I was burning it with Banana Boat the other day. And I liked it. So yay. All right. Sun and Sugar. This is the last one that I picked up of the new fragrances. And any of you guys who have been here for a long time with me, you all know that there is a fragrance from Yankee Candle that I love every summer. And I have not quite been able to find an exact quote unquote dupe for it. I think I may have found it. So this is the fragrance, like I said, Sun and Sugar. It has fragrance notes of fresh squeezed lime, meringue, milky vanilla, scorched sugar, and lemon zest. Now, what fragrance did I love from Yankee that I've been wanting? Again, I want a dupe of vanilla lime. And this scratches the itch for me. Now, I am going to say this, you guys. If you do not like lime, you're probably not even going to be looking at this fragrance. This to me definitely smells like the filling of a key lime pie. I don't really, so far you guys, the other day when I was burning it, I did pick up a slight crust note that comes out upon burn on this candle, even though that's not really listed in the fragrance notes here, because it's lime. The meringue, there's a little bit of that, but this is not a creamy lime. If you are familiar with other lime gourmands, say you're familiar with, what's the other one? Homeworks' key lime cake. That has a little bit more of like a vanilla cake vibe going with the lime. This does not say that it's a vanilla cake. They are two very different fragrances. Do I think that they'll complement each other? Yes. But this is definitely more lime forward. Like this is I think some people might almost, this lime might almost be too limey for them, but not for me. I love it. It is a good key lime pie. Like that's what I'm smelling here. There's no like vanilla cake note to it, like I said. And again, it's not marketed as that. They're marketing this to be like a key lime pie, and that is exactly what I'm smelling. It's more so heavy, I would say, on the key lime pie filling than it is, I get a little bit of crust note in there when it's burning, but it's still heavily lime. Ooh, scorched sugar, lemon zest. This is just so good. I feel like these are like the types of fragrances that I love that will like completely reset the fragrance in your home if you've got a lot of like lingering cooking odors or something. You guys know I tend to like citrus for that, but again, I'm very seasonal about that. So like in the wintertime, I'll usually use an orange-based fragrance. In the spring, it's usually lemon, and then in the summer, I usually like lime. So good. So I did want to let you guys know on my current wish list right now to get in a 4-wick is Sun and Sugar. I am going to tell you, I burned this one the other day as well. I got really good performance out of this one. This one was quite strong for me in the Hurricane. I did have it burning in a bedroom for the first burn, but it was very, very strong in that bedroom, and it was throwing out of the room. So I had good performance on the first burn of this candle. But yeah, I do have my eye on picking this one up in a 4-wick just because I've been searching for such a long time for this kind of fragrance. And it's like, yay, I finally found it in soy wax. So I have this one on my wish list to pick up in a 4-wick. At the moment, you guys see, this is always my problem. I get so excited about fragrances, but then like I have orders coming in from a couple of other companies, or let's be real, I know after this next restock next week, they're going to release their May restock lineup, which is going to be their last summer lineup, for this year. And I know that there's some other great fragrances that are coming in that one. So I'm like, I have to be careful not to like buy too many backups, because then I start to feel overwhelmed with my collection. But I'm just going to say, going into filming this video, my 4-wick list is Sun and Sugar. This Sandbar, I am so shocked by how much I like this one. I'm not sure if I want to get this in a 4-wick or another 2-wick. I'm not sure. We're just going to have to see. Really what it's going to be dependent upon is I'll either get another 4-wick of Sandbar if I determine that I don't want a 4-wick either of Bronzed Beach. Oh, that's pretty. Goodness, that's beautiful. There's something really pretty about that one. And also, it's funny, the more that I smell this one, this Key West coconut, I actually might be interested in getting this one in a 4-wick just because I feel like this is going to be so versatile with a lot of other fragrances currently in my collection. And it's funny, this is one that like the other day when I got it in, I was just kind of like meh about. But the more that I smell it today, for whatever reason, it smells prettier to me today. And I really like it. Again, it's not perfumey. It's just kind of like a good basic coconut. Beautiful coconut. So yeah, the other two that I know are shoe in though. Like there's 3 that are shoe in 4-wicks. Sun and Sugar, no doubt. Am I getting in a 4-wick? The other one that I am definitely wanting to get in a 4-wick is what is it? Lavender Oat Latte, which I will do my dedicated review on that one for you guys this week as well. Shouldn't be a surprise if you caught my Friday 5 the other day. I did say that that one is on my wish list. That is actually one that I'm planning to pick up and just store in my closet because that is a fragrance that I like to burn more so in like January and February. So that one I'm going to put aside. And then what is how could I forget? You guys, I have a review on the 2-wick. Double Dipped Danish is coming back in a 4-wick. And if you love blueberry fragrances, I know we've all talked about how Caramel Sundays does blueberry. They do it incredibly, incredibly well. Now, I had a 2-wick of Double Dip Danish. I think I purchased that in either the November or December restock last year. And I told them, I was like, you guys have got to bring this back in the summertime because this is a perfect summertime barbecue vibes. You know, you've got that. It is like the best blueberry, and you pick up a little bit on that like flaky, like almost like a toaster strudel type of thing, but the blueberry is just done so well. And so I am definitely planning on purchasing that one. I actually am already like strategizing. I still have my blueberry lemon crumble that I picked up, what was that, a couple of restocks ago. And I have been waiting to get Double Dip Danish to burn alongside it because I just think that that's going to be a fabulous combination. Now, some of you guys might be a little bit disappointed that there are 2 new fragrances that I did not purchase. And some of you guys were like, I want to hear your thoughts on it. Okay, so Summer Salt. I know that everybody's talking about that one, raving about that one. I'm still on the fence if I'm going to pick that one up in a 2-wick, you guys, because I still hear conflicting things of like some people smell it to be more popcorn-like. There's a cream and brown sugar note in there. Part of me thinks that I will probably pick it up because I think that it would pair really nicely with the Circus Candy Clouds. But you guys know popcorn notes. I typically don't like popcorn fragrances. And so I'm just concerned about like, well, how popcorn heavy are we here, right? So that is one that I'm on the fence about getting. The other one that I know my friend Amy is absolutely loving is Cabana Colada. But there's a pear note in there, and pear does not always agree with my nose. That is one of the fragrance notes that I have determined that my nose typically does not like. So I did decide to pass on that. I think I initially wanted to get that one in wax melts, but it wasn't available yet. And so I was like, well, I'm just going to pass on it because I really didn't want to commit to buying a 2-wick candle, get it in, and then be like, oh, I don't like pear. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to get that one, just again, because I'm pretty happy with what I have already, and I have my eye on a couple of other ones. The other fragrance too, you guys, that I am planning to pick up a backup of the 2-wick on is the Salted Peach Butter. I did do a review on that one last week for you guys, and that was the surprise for me from my March restock because initially on Cold Sniff, I didn't really like it that much. I was a little bit nervous about it. I think I was picking up on like a honey note or something just didn't seem quite right for me. And then it's funny, McKenna, I think especially was like, just burn it, Katie. Trust me, it changes upon burn. And I'm so glad I listened to her because it does. It's a beautiful fragrance. But I will tell you, for me personally, it's more of a fragrance that I will burn probably late July. Again, it's one of those like end of summer gourmands. I typically think of like peach gourmands as being summer to fall transitional types of fragrances. So I've already burned half of the one that I have right now. It pairs really nicely with a lot of raspberry scents that I currently have. So there's a part of me that's like, well, let's, let's get one more so that way I can burn it with some other fragrances later on, later on this summer. So I'm going to have to watch my budget just like all of you guys, we just had the Sephora sale happen too, which I know that's not really the genre I talk about here, but goodness, that was a big sale. And then we also have a couple of other brands that have had some summer launches. So I've been, trying to get 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 some other products to talk about here on my channel too. So yeah, it's trying to watch all of those dollars, but these are some pretty good offerings. I am going to tell you guys probably again, the surprise for me, Sandbar from a mango hater, you guys, this is executed very, very well. Sun and Sugar, again, if you're fans of Yankees Vanilla Lime, you're going to want to get your hands on this one. It's beautiful. Banana Boat still smells great. More authentic to the sunscreen now. I might want to get this in a 4-wick too. At least I've got another week here to still make up my mind. So anyways, you guys, let me know in the comment section down below what's on your wish list this time. I know a lot of you guys have started to watch these videos and you're like, well, I had a wish list and now, and now I want them all. That's always all of our problems, it seems like. Again, you guys, this restock is happening next Sunday, April 19th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will have in the description box down below the number you can text to gain the 2-minute early access. You are going to want to do that. I have plenty of videos here sharing strategies for how to best shop Caramel Sundays. You definitely want to prioritize what you want first. Maybe sometimes you need to do multiple carts, or like get what you want first, check out, and then go back in and get your next priorities. But I do feel one of the other things, though, is that I do feel like Caramel Sundays, they pour a lot of candles, and they have really started to, I feel like they've poured enough now to start meeting demand a little bit more. Obviously, yes, they still sell out pretty quickly, but I do feel like there's a little bit more time. Again, it's still not the type of thing where you're going to want to go in and just like peruse the site. You definitely still have to have a game plan for what you want to get. And don't delay on that 2-minute access. If you've already asked for the 2-minute access before, if you've already received it in the past, you don't need to re-sign up. It's already in the system. But if you're new to shopping from the brand, then you're going to want to do that. I failed to mention this at the beginning, but I feel like it's a bit repetitive at this point, but there's always new people. If you have never shopped with Caramel Sundays before, they are a small business based out of Monroe, Georgia. They are a family-run business, and they pride themselves in creating 100% soy, non-toxic. That means they don't use any phthalates, parabens, VOCs, none of the scary stuff that a lot of people are concerned about these days in their home fragrance products. They don't use any of those things. So if you're looking for a clean brand to shop from and shop with a small business, then I would encourage you to check them out. So again, you guys, if you like this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.